All right, is this thing on? Are we live? Looks like we are live, but for some reason, I just can't seem to see. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. It's okay. All right, how's everybody doing out there tonight? It's the first time going live here on YouTube, so bear with me if there are some issues, technical difficulties, anything. Sorry, you get to see a little behind the scenes right now. Alright, looks like we are good to go and we are live. I thought there was a go live button, but clearly I was mistaken. Alright, so we got the music, we got the photos. Let's just dive right into the editing. Close out any extra processes. Yep. So first and foremost, whenever you are going to edit photos like these, pictures of a car for sale, you need some good music. That's why I have got the lo-fi going on in the background. Yeah. All right. And you need coffee. Okay. So let's dive right into it. These pictures are of a van that my mom is selling. So if you or somebody you know in the Southwest Missouri area needs a Dodge Caravan, hit me up. Yeah, that car is for sale. Okay, so shot these on my Canon R6 with the mixture of the 85mm f2 and my handy dandy EF f1.8 there. So okay. Yeah, so the most important thing obviously is actually not really the music. That's obviously a joke. Most important thing is going to be that you do a good job of the photos to begin with. There you go, get that music turned down just a little bit. Because that's going to make all the difference. Now, I am not a car photographer. I am just doing the best that I can here, so all right. But I can tell already this image looks a little too cool for my taste, so we're gonna go ahead and just start by warming it up just a little bit. The white balance feels a little too cool. I think this is what you call the blue hour. I don't love these trees in the background. They're just kind of a lot of information, but I was kind of limited on what I could do. So, and I haven't actually used regular Lightroom on my computer for the most part because I generally edit on an iPad actually, but because I was live streaming I wanted to go ahead and use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that gradual gradient there, and I'm going to go ahead and bring the exposure down a bit. That'll help kind of highlight the car too, because you can see as the exposure comes down up top there, the car starts to kind of pop on the image just a little bit. Another thing I'm going to do to kind of help that is I'm actually going to take the clarity slider and I'm going to go ahead and just bring that down just a little bit, because that's all kind of out of focus anyway. So that just kind of helps there. The dehaze, yeah, I might add just a touch there. And that's just all on that slider for now. Okay, let's go back to our main one here. Sean, thanks so much for showing up. This is my first live stream on YouTube, so you see how it goes. All right. Let's go ahead and add a little contrast there, and then let's expose the shadows just a little bit, because a little too much of this van is in shadows. Now you probably want a circular polarizer. I don't have one. It would help cut those reflections. I think they kind of look cool, honestly. Hey Sean, you're awesome, by the way. How you doing, man? All right. Gonna bring the whites up just a hair there. Bring the blacks down just a little bit. Add a little more to that contrast. Now, to me, the color of this van feels really dark right now. I don't feel like that's actually the proper color. So I'm gonna bring the exposure up. That's gonna adjust the color just a little bit, and then we're gonna come down here to the color mixer red, and we're going to go ahead and add just a hair of luminance in the red there. That's going to be pretty similar. And I'm going to shift it just a bit towards the orange. Maybe bring up the saturation just a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of mess around with the blues here too, because I feel like there's just a bit too much blue kind of in the reflection in the windows there. Alright, and then the greens as well, maybe bring, you know, bring those a little more towards the yellow spectrum just a bit. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to get into that rhythm. Alright, bring the oranges up just a little bit. We missed you Sunday though. Be good to see you soon. Alright, now let me add, I'm going to go ahead and add another gradient down here at the bottom. I'm going to do something kind of similar. I think I might increase the clarity though. Just like how that looks, kind of. Dehaze just a touch. Yeah, that kind of looks nice. And we're going to bring the whole overall exposure of that part of the image down just a little bit. There we go. You can always click on the image to zoom in to look around, see how things are looking. I like how that's looking so far. Now I think we're going to go ahead and crop just a little bit. I'm going to leave it locked into the original ratio there. Then I'm going to bring it in. Oh, that is not locked. My bad. Click the little lock there. There we go. Bring it in a little bit and there, and maybe even rotate just a hair. There we go. That's looking pretty nice. We should be able to, yeah, right here. So there's what we've done so far. Pretty drastic difference. Just those few little, you know, little tweaks can make. Sorry, I'm used to traditional Lightroom when I'm on the PC, but I'm trying out this one because I really love the cloud connectivity and having the photos available on my iPad as well as on my computer. So yeah, that's starting to look really nice. Now what I think I want to do is I want to go ahead and create a circular radial filter here. Bring it in until it just kind of covers the car. Oops. And then on this one, we're actually going to go ahead and invert it because I like the exposure on the car right now. So we're going to go ahead and invert it, and then we're just going to bring the exposure of everything else down just a little bit. Get out of here, tips. Trying to tell me how to do my job here. Like I said, I haven't really used Lightroom CC on the computer as much as I have on the iPad. Same theory. All right, that's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. So that's kind of the difference that those edits made. A little bit to the color, a little bit to the clarity, things like that. That kind of essentially gave us just a vignette around the car too, doing it that way. You could also just add a vignette if you prefer. Let's go down here, and then I'm going to go ahead and increase the color noise reduction to 100%. Never a bad idea to do that. I might even add just a hair of regular noise reduction. Now adding that can soften up your image, so you have to be careful, but I think we're plenty sharp enough that we don't really have to worry about that. There we go. And one of my favorite tricks on skin tones is actually to decrease clarity and increase the dehaze. I think that's going to work kind of nicely here too, because it helps those like highlights on the car kind of roll off nicely. It doesn't make them too contrasty, too sharp. There we go. All right, so once again, original and edit. So I think that's looking really nice. We might add just a little bit more warmth to the image here. That starts to make the color look more realistic to the eye. It's kind of hard to tell in the photo, but that is the important thing when you're editing car photos, is to make sure that you have accurate colors. Just because, you know, if somebody's looking at the car, they want to know what color it actually is. They're not trying to, you know, we're not trying to trick anybody here. There we go. Yeah, so I'm starting to like that really well. I am gonna just do something fun here just to show you guys. You can also add like a radial filter. See up here where the brightest spot is, the sun's kind of coming in this direction. I'm gonna add that radial filter. Whoop, that one is inverted. We don't want that. And then I'm just gonna kind of increase the yellow, kind of make it look like the sun is shining in a little bit there. We can boost the highlights up there. It's just something kind of fun. I don't know. Adds a little bit of interest to the photo, I think. How long am I going to be live? That is a good question. Pretty much until I'm done with these photos. I want to be live again soon though, because I have to edit a highlight video for a live stream event that I did. And so I want to do that all live too, to kind of help some people out offering video editing tips. Kind of take some clarity out there. Increase that. Maybe not quite so much. There we go. Yeah. I think that starts to look real nice. All right. Cool. So once we've got the basic like color adjustments and tone that we're going for here, we can actually right click here. Let me find it. Let me find it. Maybe I'm thinking traditional here. I'm going to find it. But basically what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to copy all of the settings that we used here and just apply them to the other photos. Dude, you definitely should get into editing. There's some really cool software out there these days. I prefer Adobe for right now because I still need them for a lot of things. There's a new one called Luminar, and it's like AI editing, but it has most of these settings. So you can actually go in and adjust things, but it does a really good job just automatically editing them right off the bat. So that's pretty cool. And you only pay for it one time. As far as I understand, it's not like a membership thing. That is the one thing I don't love about, oh, here we go, copy edit settings. That is the one thing I don't love about Adobe, is that it's a month by month thing. Yeah, let's go here and let's go ahead and paste settings. So obviously what that did is that kind of copied all of our edit settings. Our gradients and stuff, those won't be copied. So we're gonna have to go back in, adjust those and whatnot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about buying it for myself too, because it has some really nice like sky replacement there. All right. Let's go ahead and add another gradient down low, do the same sort of thing. Bring the exposure down. I think on that one we liked the dehaze up. Yeah, that looks pretty nice if I say so myself. Cool. So now we have kind of a side profile, back side profile. You want to make sure you get lots and lots of photos when you're trying to sell a car, because it's really the details that are going to sell it. So here's one of those detail shots. This one we're actually going to go ahead and create a unique edit for, because the lighting situation is totally different. So I like to create a unique edit for that whenever that changes, as opposed to just using the same thing. I mean, I could, and it would probably look fine. We can go ahead and do that real quick just to see. Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad, but I do want to go a little moodier with this. I actually want to go, first of all, and desaturate a lot of the blue. There we go. That makes that color look nice. And then I want to crunch the black down just a little bit there. There we go. Bring that up. Bring the contrast up. I think contrast looks nice on interior shots like this because it just makes everything look really sharp, crisp. So we'll probably even add some sharpness. We're going to increase the shadows just a little bit. Yeah, It's starting to look nice. The yellow orange tint we're seeing from those interior lights, we can kind of desaturate just a little bit, and that red we can kind of shift back towards more like what we had in the other one. So you can see already it's making quite a big difference. All right, and then here let's go ahead and take out just a hair of the clarity, add that dehaze back in, add that texture for the interior, starting to look nice. Take off the color noise reduction, increase the sharpness just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Remove chromatic aberrations. You definitely always want that on. I don't know if you always want lens corrections on. It's up to you. I think it looks good. It can definitely help, you know, depending on the lens you're using. There's not a whole lot of distortion from this lens to begin with, though. Bring just a hair of a vignette in, and then we're going to go up here because this top part of the image is a bit distracting to me. We're actually just going to bring the whole exposure down a little bit and bring the highlights like way down. Yeah, I think that's starting to look nice. Really sharp steering wheel photo there. Yeah. All right, so I think we're pretty much done with that one. Yeah, there's definitely some psychology to it. Yeah, I would agree with that because, like, you know, you wanna see it in a way that really makes it feel sharp and cool to you. So definitely some of that going on. All right, let's copy those edit settings. Go back over here, get a shot of the mileage there. Yeah, that starts to look really nice. Let's go ahead and crop it in just a little bit because we don't need all that negative space there. Bada bing, bada boom. And then one way to sort these later on, you know, I've got these in their own album. So if I go ahead and give each one that I edit a 5-star, or each one that I plan to export a 5-star, I can sort by star rating later, which will really help out. All right. Let's keep going here. Yeah, I kind of like this one of the console, but I'm going to crop it and rotate just a little bit. It's kind of hard to get the angle that I was looking for there. Now, I shot a lot of these with like kind of, you know, telephoto lenses almost. I guess 50mm on a full frame is actually kind of a wide angle, but yeah, mostly kind of a little tighter than you might always want. But they're my faster lenses, so definitely seemed like the play there. Bring the exposure up just a hair on this one. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this touchscreen a little bit. It's just got some little, looks like fingerprints or something from somebody using it. Totally normal. Sometimes it's like auto sense thing does a terrible job. Let's go right there. Yeah, that seems to help. Nice. That is starting to look real nice. So we can kind of see here again the difference. Taking out that blue really helped a lot because like this plastic does not have this blue tint to it. So that really made the biggest difference. So this is actually my mom's van. She's selling it, and so I told her I would do some photos for her, and it seemed like a good opportunity to create a YouTube video out of it. All right, create a 5-star marking there. Let's do one of these shots, kind of one of the out of the car looking in. I think I like something about this one just strikes me a little more. I think when I edit, I do a lot to feeling. Oh man, that took out too much color on everything else. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to do more of these types of edits and stuff. Yeah, I think we took out too much yellow there. Maybe too much orange even. Just because, like, I think they're fun projects, and since my whole YouTube channel is built around like photography, video, stuff like that, I think it could be cool to just like essentially invite people along as I'm editing. And you know, I've got to be editing anyway. It's really not that much more work to hit go live and there we go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's not really any more work to hit go live and then just let everybody join along. So when I'm editing, a lot of times I'm just looking, you know, if I have 2 or 3 of the same image, I'm just kind of looking for which one feels better. This one feels slightly better, and I think it's just a hair sharper. I'm not sure if you can actually see that on YouTube or not. Let's kind of crop in just a little bit. There we go. This one really didn't need much work other than adding that. You're basically creating custom presets every time, you know, if you copy and paste the settings. Gotta have the coffee. Or the go-go juice, as my kids say. They think it's so funny. I think they heard that from their mother. I actually like this one better. Although the framing is not quite as good. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna crop it down quite a bit. Leave some more of the negative space up at the top. Yeah, there we go. And then we're gonna go back here. We're gonna copy these settings. I think though, because the exposure had changed by this point, we're gonna have to change the exposure after we drop the setting on here. Actually, that's not bad. That's kind of a little too much highlights, to be honest. Bring the highlights back in. See how that changes the detail in the window? Like no detail, and then boom, there's the sky. It's kind of crazy. These new cameras are just nuts. I remember like when I first started in photography, there's just no way I could have got that kind of detail out of an image. And I wasn't shooting on a bad camera either. It just, I don't know, I don't think it was possible. Right. Bada bing, bada boom. That one is done already. I don't know, we might need to look at these tail lights. Something's going on with the color there. Just a bit too much saturation or luminance. There we go. Yeah, they're losing a little bit of detail in the taillights, but I think it's okay. Might be actually in the oranges. Cool. Alright, let's grab that one, a 5-star rating. Let's go back to some interiors real quick. Oh yeah, we need one. see. Probably one of this console here. Now obviously like the framing there is not great. I'm a big guy and it's kind of hard to get inside a car to do the photos, so thank goodness for cropping, adjusting. Bring in just a little bit more. There we go. Shows off that center console. We're going to go ahead and add just a bit more vignette to that, I think. Alright, let's make sure we get a good one of the front of the vehicle. This one's actually kind of nice. I like that. So let's go ahead and just copy the settings off here because the lighting will have adjusted a little bit. So if we grab a shot that was already edited closer to the time that this one was taken, our edit shouldn't need quite as much. There we go. First of all, we're going to bring the highlights way down out of that sky, and that's not doing a lot for us, but just bring the exposure down as well. Take a little bit of clarity out. And then we're just going to bring the overall exposure down just a hair. Yeah, that starts to look nice. We can go in and clean off a little bit of these bugs. She had the car washed right before I shot it, so I don't know if she just got those bugs on the way home. Just kind of go for the worst ones. I don't think we're going to get all of them. It'd take a little bit too long. Yeah, let's call it good there for now. Honestly, if you're working for a dealership or something, you probably want to go ahead and clean off all of those. I'm partially just doing this for example, and partially because I'm not getting paid for this gig. I don't know if I feel like taking all of those off. I may do it later. We'll see. Alright, we're going to add another gradient down here at the bottom, kind of darken this area up just a hair. You know, I don't know if you guys have been told this, but the eye is naturally drawn to the brightest spot on any image. So you want to make sure that you're drawing the eye to the subject matter of the image, which is going to be the car there, obviously. All right. Let's just take a touch more of the blue out of this one. Make it a hair warmer. Yeah, these are looking cool. And hopefully, you know, if nothing else, these are going to stop somebody, because when they're scrolling through Facebook Marketplace or whatever, looking at cars, they're gonna see it. Hey, love you too, Sean. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate you coming by and showing your support. Have a good night, bro. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday. All right. Let's see here. I think we're starting to get there. So what we can do is actually come back over here to the photos, click here, look at the album, and then let's see, where is the sorting tool? Show me the sorting tool there. Sort by star rating. So we can kind of see which ones we've edited. This one, this one, this one. Did we edit this one? Yeah, we did. This one, this one, this one, this one, and here. So we have kind of a front, back, side. I know we edited another side profile. I must have forgot to give it the star rating. This one on the front's kind of cool too. Oh yeah, we did this one here. Give that its star rating. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat there. Or if you're watching this video past the live stream date, feel free to drop them on the comments because I will definitely try to answer those for you. All right, let's go ahead and copy these settings here. And these are, oh, we do have one here. Okay, I was gonna say, why didn't we take one of these? Yeah. Let's go ahead and drop those settings on one of these guys. Which one really just grabs my eye more? I think it's this one, honestly. Might be this one. No, this one feels more roomy, doesn't it? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and crop it up first, drop it down low, and paste those settings. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Add just a bit of gradient down here because I feel like it. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I edit, like, so much of it is just subjective. Like, I think a lot of times we want an objective way to do something, to edit, things like that. But the thing is, a lot of times there's really not a right or wrong way. Like, you know, there's the traditional right or wrong way, but nowadays, like, a lot of the time you can really get by doing a lot of different things. It's kind of up to your creative style and what you like. Of course, if you're doing this for a customer, then it's up to them and what they like. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's paste the settings here, and then that's obviously going to be way too bright, so we're going to bring the exposure down. Always shoot raw. Always shoot raw. Shoot JPEG consecutively if you can. That's what I did here, and I think that will help you out a lot, but always shoot raw whenever possible. Okay. Starting to look nice. Let's crop it in a little bit. We don't need all that negative space up there. And actually we can rotate it just a hair. Bada bing, bada boom. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, because I'm happy to try to help you out if there's anything specifically you're trying to do. All right, this one we're gonna go ahead and copy our outdoor edit, I will call it. Go ahead and paste those settings there. A little too bright still, so we're going to bring the exposure down, bring the highlights down so we can kind of see that dodge in there just a little bit. Crop that image up. I think she just got new tires on this car, if I'm not mistaken, so like it makes sense to kind of show them off because that's basically a selling point of the car. The black's down just a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. We can actually bring the exposure back up just a hair since we dropped those highlights so far. Grab that one a 5-star rating. So what are we looking at so far? Let's kind of go back and evaluate. Right now we got the side profile, we got the back profile, tire, door handle, mileage, kind of console there, more of the console, front 2 seats, middle console, steering column, back and front again there. I think we had one more photo of the front that I liked. Where was that guy? And then we probably want to grab one of these too. This one was looking pretty nice. I believe this was it. Yeah. All right, so let's go down here, grab our outdoor profile one more time, copy settings. And if you know this is like a profile that you're really going to like and you're going to want to use a lot in the future, if you're shooting a lot of the same kind of thing, you can create a preset out of that. I may do a separate video on how to create presets sometime. If that's something you're interested in, be sure to let me know in the comments. All right. Go ahead and crop that down just a hair. This one we're actually not going to leave at the original ratio. We're going to go ahead and bring this down to like a 4:5 because there's just way too much negative space there. And honestly, we could probably do that with a lot of them. Yeah, and the reason I do a lot of vertical shots now is because people are scrolling through things on their phone nowadays. Like, you know, love it or hate it, or both. Love it and hate it. That's just the situation we're in. And so like horizontal media actually kind of makes a lot more sense nowadays. I used to make fun of like vertical video. Sorry, I mean vertical media makes a lot more sense these days. I used to kind of be a vertical video hater, but the thing is, like, it's just the way things are going now. Most of your content is going to be viewed on a phone, and you basically just have to prepare for that. There we go. I think that looks nice. Nice front shot. Let's grab one of these, maybe with all the doors open. I don't know what we're looking at. Yeah, let's go with this one. Go ahead and drop those settings on. Bring the exposure down. Usually that's going to be the biggest difference with all of them is, you know, the exposure is going to be slightly different, especially if you're shooting at sunset when like the lighting is changing by the minute. Okay, we're going to go ahead and whoop. Grab our gradient there. Bring the exposure down. Cool. Might be just a bit too much. Let's bring it down here just a little bit. Yeah, I am liking how this one's looking a lot. And then we're going to go ahead and add just a bit of vignette there. Boom. I like the bright colors. Everything's kind of popping. Honestly, that red could maybe be a little more on the orangish end of the spectrum. Make it a little more accurate to the car there. All right. And I think we're just about done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 images. That might be just about it. I don't see our shot of the interior of the seats. And honestly, we should probably add one of those. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's copy these settings real quick. Head on back over here. Because I do want to add one of these in if we can. Nah, that's just not enough detail. But I think this one. Saying my bitrate was too low on the stream. Hopefully it looks okay out there. Yeah, let's go this one. We're gonna bring the exposure up if we need to. What do you guys think? Do we need to bring the exposure up? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, honestly, I don't think that one's worth using. Maybe this one though? Huh? Shows off that door? Yeah, that's kind of nice. That one really didn't take much at all. Okay, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 photos. All right, that looks like just about enough photos to me. You got side, back, side, front. Yeah, I think we're looking good there. So what we're going to go ahead and do is select the ones we want to export. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go JPEG, full size. Let's see if they have it under more options. I had my preferred settings back in the original Lightroom, so this is going to be a little bit different. Sharpen for screen, standard amount, 100%, custom. So custom, we're going to fit inside of 2000 pixels. And the reason for that, I think, is because no phone basically has a sharper screen than that. It's just a tip I got a long time ago, and it's worked really well for me. So. All right, and then we're gonna go find the file here. I like to date the photos or the folders that I'm using. Select folder and export. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream, first ever live stream here on my channel. I appreciate you showing up. If you're watching this after the fact, I appreciate you getting this far and just enjoying the content. Yeah, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Hopefully something I did today was kind of new to you and like gave you a good idea for the future. And yeah, get to work guys, get to editing those photos, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.